Have you ever heard about the mysterious fire poltergeist of Indiana? Picture this. It's a typical morning in 1941 in the small town of Odon, Indiana. A humble farmer, like any other day, shares a hearty breakfast with his family before the break of dawn. As the rooster crows, he kisses his family goodbye and steps out into the crisp morning air, heading towards his barn to begin the day's work. But this day is far from typical. As he's tending to his chores, out of the corner of his eye he spots an unusual sight. Smoke. It's billowing out from an upstairs window of his house. His heart skips a beat. A sense of dread washes over him as he drops everything and sprints towards the house. He can hardly believe it, but it's true. His home, his sanctuary, is on fire. With panic surging through him, the farmer rushes towards the house, only to find his worst fears coming to life. The farmer, in a desperate attempt, calls upon the local volunteer fire department. Their arrival lights up the morning with a rush of activity. The men, clad in heavy gear, haul their hoses up the stairs to the bedroom where the smoke is thickest. With a coordinated effort, they manage to tame the flames engulfing the room. The air is filled with the hiss of steam and the scent of charred wood. But as the smoke clears, a sense of relief washes over the room. They've beaten the fire, or so they think. No sooner have they extinguished the flames in the bedroom than another fire breaks out. This time it's in the kitchen downstairs. It's as if the flames are playing a cruel game of hide and seek, popping up in one room after they've been put out in another. The firemen scramble, their boots thudding against the wooden floorboards. Again they manage to subdue the flames, but the respite is short-lived. Like a stubborn phoenix, the fire rises again and again, each time in a different part of the house. Throughout the day, this cycle continues. The farmer and the fire department, united in their struggle, battle against the unending fires. Sweat pours down their faces, their energy dwindling with each new outbreak. But the fires, it seems, have an inexhaustible energy of their own. The count rises, 10 fires, 15, 20. The house seems determined to burn, each room taking its turn to host the flames. By the time the sun begins to set, the number reaches 28. 28 fires in a single day. The farmer's house is a battlefield, scarred by the day's events. Despite their best efforts, they can't seem to win against the flames. There's no explanation, no apparent cause for these mysterious outbreaks. The house, it seems, is intent on self-destruction. It's a phenomenon that defies logic, a puzzle that refuses to be solved. In the face of the inexplicable, the farmer and the fire department are left bewildered and helpless. They stand amidst the smoke and the ash, their faces marked by exhaustion and a deep-seated confusion. The unending fires have left them with more questions than answers, a mystery that continues to baffle them to this day. As the fires continue to erupt mysteriously, the farmer begins to fear the worst. With each inexplicable flame, an unsettling feeling of dread takes hold. He's not dealing with an ordinary fire hazard. No, this is something far more sinister, far more eerie. A chill runs down his spine as he comes to a chilling realization. His house, the place he calls home, may be haunted by poltergeists. The farmer's mind races with tales of these mischievous spirits, known for their propensity to move objects and cause disturbances. Could it be that these unseen entities are responsible for the relentless fires? It's a thought that terrifies him to his core, but it's the only explanation that makes sense in this thickening plot of the inexplicable and the uncanny. Haunted by this thought, sleep becomes a distant memory. Each creak of the floorboards, each gust of wind, each flicker of light becomes a potential sign of these ethereal troublemakers. His home, once a place of safety and comfort, now feels like a chilling playground for the paranormal. Faced with the fear of the unknown, the farmer makes a drastic decision. He can't continue to live in a house that's seemingly occupied by specters. He decides to tear it down, brick by brick, room by room. It's a heartbreaking task, saying goodbye to a place filled with memories, but it's a necessary step towards reclaiming his peace of mind. As the walls come down, the farmer can't help but feel a sense of relief. Maybe, just maybe, he can leave behind the terrifying ordeal, the inexplicable fires, the fear of the unknown. He hopes that tearing down the house will also tear down the invisible walls that these poltergeists have built around him. In an effort to escape the terrifying events, the farmer builds a new house, hoping for a fresh start. A new beginning, free from the flames and the fear, where he can once again find comfort and safety. As he steps into his new home, he can't help but wonder, will this be the end of his eerie ordeal? Or is it just the beginning? The farmer's story spreads, stirring fear and intrigue in the hearts of the people of Indiana. As the tale of the mysterious fire poltergeist swept across the state, it grew into a local legend, a chilling tale told around crackling fires and whispered in hushed tones. The story of the unending fires, the haunted house, the desperate farmer, it all painted a picture that was both terrifying and fascinating. People from all walks of life started speculating about the cause of the fires. Some believed it to be the work of a mischievous ghost, a poltergeist with a penchant for arson. Others thought it might be a case of spontaneous combustion, a phenomenon that had been reported but never conclusively proven. A few even suggested that the farmer himself might be the culprit, driven to madness by some unknown stress or trauma. Investigations were carried out, of course. Fire marshals, scientists, paranormal researchers, they all descended on the small town of Odon. They examined the charred remains of the old house, interviewed the family, the neighbors, the volunteer firefighters who had battled the unending blazes. They conducted tests, analyzed samples, consulted historical records and scientific literature. Yet, despite their best efforts, they could find no definitive cause for the fires. No faulty wiring, no chemical residue, no sign of arson. The fires, it seemed, had started of their own accord, as if by magic or some unseen force. Theories continued to circulate, each more fanciful than the last. Yet none could fully explain the strange events that had transpired on that fateful day in 1941. The farmer's house was rebuilt, life went on, but the memory of the fires lingered, a chilling reminder of the unknown. The cause of the fires has never been determined, leaving us with a chilling unsolved mystery. A mystery that continues to haunt the people of Indiana, a reminder that there are things in this world that defy explanation, things that lurk in the shadows, waiting to stir fear and intrigue in our hearts.